Good news, the chairman who very generously gave us a load of money to spend in January hasn't sold the club yet. Bad news though, lose this game against Man City today. I don't think we're winning the league this year. Let's run the intro and get straight into things. Yes, folks, how is it going? And a warm welcome back to the Journey Manager. We are here at Newcastle. It is the eve of, well, the transfer window opening. And by eve, I actually mean it's a week before the transfer window is opening. It's not that soon, but today's game is a doozy. And it is a game that sees the runaway leaders in the league right now in Man City take on ourselves. Not an easy game, but at home, this is the kind of game that if we want to have a shout to win in the league, we have to get a result in. Now, there has been a little bit of transfer news since you were last here, starting with Dominic Letal, who has now fulfilled his clause that we had with Burnley for his transfer to become permanent. They will be paying £28 million for him at the end of his loan. Granted, some of that is in instalments, but pretty happy to get him off the books. And with that money, and with a little bit of disposable income that we had, I've made a signing, and it's this guy, Rasmus Olesen, 19 years old, capped for the Danish national team. I'll be honest, I feel like this is a bit of a risk, but it's the kind of risk that I feel like is probably worth taking at this point in time. We've signed him for a grand total, if we look here, of £27.5 million. So it's basically all the Letal money has gone on this guy in green. But he's 19, bags of potential, super consistent, little bit concerned about his injury proneness, if I'm being honest, but he's not had a major injury in the last couple of years. And in my ongoing quest to really just make this team that we have younger, he fits the bill really nicely. Either-footed, great technicals, great mentals. If he stays fit, I think he's going to be great for us. And I have to say now, if you look at the additions that we made over the summer, some of which we've loaned back out immediately, the future of this team is suddenly looking much, much brighter. There was a period of time where it genuinely looked like this football club was just going to be full of old people. And there's nothing wrong with old people. It's just a case of the bulk of this team is in its mid to late 20s. And I feel like we're now shifting that average age down quite nicely. Now, since last episode, we have played 10 games in all competitions, a couple of these in the Champions League. The headline news has to be the month of November, where we beat Chelsea 3-1, we beat Manchester United 3-0, and then this result happened. We managed to beat Bayern Munich 4-1 at home with a pretty rotated team. Gustav Lundqvist, the centre-back, picked up 2 goals. They are the only two goals he scored for us. Wasn't a bad game to get them. The only other game that we played in the Champions League was this one against Besiktas. We came back from behind at home to win in, well, I wish I could say convincing fashion. The reality is we didn't get our third goal till late on in this game, but statistically we were the better team. Matteo Vial continuing to look absolutely stupendous. This guy is a free transfer. This might be controversial to say because on paper it's definitely not true, but he might be better than Faye. He might be better than Faye. I mean, look at their stats for the season and make up your own mind. Not as many assists, obviously playing different positions, but Vial's goal scoring has been amazing. Now, with those results in the Champions League, we do currently sit in first. We've been really, really impressive in this so far. Admittedly, when I look at the teams we've played against, with the exception of Bayern, I actually feel like our draw's been relatively easy this year. But you know what? I'm not going to complain about that one little bit. And speaking of easy draws, we are into the Carabao Cup semi-final where we've been drawn against Championship side West Brom. Of course, that game will be played over 2 legs. If we just look at the quarter-final, you can see here we managed to beat Everton 3-1. In terms of the other teams in this competition, it's a bit of a weird one. It's Derby County, who are also in the Championship, and Leeds United, who are currently 11th in the Premier League. So if you're a betting man, very likely we're going to play them in a final early next year. As for the run of Premier League games, 7 games since you were last here, like I mentioned, really great wins against Chelsea and Manchester United, but not for the first time since we've taken over at Newcastle. A draw against Brentford. We never seem to beat them. And well, let me tell you now, things went from bad to worse because having failed to win against Brentford, opening game for the month of December was this one against Nottingham Forest. They took a relatively early lead in the first half, but we were able to clap back before half-time. I did also rotate the team for this game. You might notice some unusual personnel. Junjun Huan, one such player who obviously is normally in the team. He scored a great goal. Sadly, wasn't as good as that free kick. Definitely a game where, when you look at the stats, it feels a little bit harsh. But yeah, failing to win this one hurt. After that, though, back-to-back wins and clean sheets against Crystal Palace and Brighton was fan-dadby-dozy, but as you can see here, we lost 2-1 again. To be fair with this one, I'll hold up my hands and say I over-rotated the team. I knew that we had Man City a matter of days later, and I thought the B team would be able to get the job done at Molineux. Spoilers, Well, they did for most of the game, well, until the last 10 or so minutes. That header there, not cleared off the line successfully. And in the dying embers of this game, 92 minutes in, Corfi put it in, Perez turned nicely, found Saidi, and they managed to steal all 3 points. As you can imagine, I was fuming. And to be honest, it's this result here that almost puts a bigger stress on the opening game today. I already knew we were going to come back for Man City, but I thought we were going to be coming back 6 points behind them. Instead, we are 9 points behind the worst goal difference. We have to win this game. It's as simple as that. We have to win this one. And if you were wondering, the second game we're going to do in today's episode is against Arsenal. They are going to be taking us on New Year's Day, so no heavy drinking for our players. There are a couple of games in between, but I do feel like these next 2 games against City and Arsenal are rather important in our season. That said, though, despite a little bit of patchy form across all competitions, we are still competing really, really well. Naturally, I want to be trying to win the Premier League. It's going to be a tall order from here, but we have to start winning, and we have to start winning now. In terms of the team for this match, this is the lineup we are going with. We are at full strength. There is no one really missing. Marcelo Munoz has a little injury. Can he play? Fitness test not required. He could play if we needed to, right wing back, the Peruvian. Besides that, the only man who I could really consider bringing into the team would be Vial, but the issue is there's just not really a spot to bring him in, because if we look at the form, Jun Hwan and Soa have been rather good this year. I think when you look at Vial's goal scoring, you have to consider a lot of that has been against slightly weaker opposition. We are going to see how we fare here, taking on Vincent Kompany's Man City team. Well, they've still got Haaland, which is terrifying, and Gesson is like their star man, highest average rating, top goal scorer. Those 2 frighten me. Obviously, Soa is our star man, right? He feels like a Galactico in my eyes. Here is him compared to Gesson, who's their best player. Yeah, there are levels to this game, aren't there? Right, Man City playing 4-2-3-1 feels a little bit predictable. Feels like a formation that typically, with our system, we actually match up quite nicely against. What are we doing at the back there? That was awful by Haaland, but what are we doing? 10 minutes into this game, the only shot for Man City was that wayward one where we gifted the ball to Haaland. I can't believe that was only a 0.38 XG. That one probably even lower. That free kick fizzes over the crossbar. Curtis with the ball at left back for us here. Lays it back to Hughesy. What can we do? We are singing in the rain. We're dinking the ball through in the rain. Jun Hwan is in pursuit. He should have scored that. Both teams should have had a goal here, shouldn't they? I mean, Faye is over a corner here. Can the Frenchman deliver a ball of quality? Almost. Marco heads over. I mean, so far, we are going head-to-head against the league leaders by a country mile. We're keeping them quiet. Defensively, we've looked great. Going forward, maybe a little bit of a cause for concern, but actually, when you look at the overall stats for this game, despite not having as much of the ball, we have created a little bit more of Man City. That said, chances created means nothing. Goals are what matter. If that is all Man City are going to create, chances like that, that's fine with me. Okay, halftime arrives in this game rather abruptly. I mean, looking at the chances here, Man City with that one golden opportunity. We probably had a little bit more in the way of chances. We weren't shown as many, though. All right, into this second half we march. I'm going to shout some early words of encouragement at the players, as I hope we're going to look to step it up in this second half. I'll be honest, Curtis at left wing back here terrifies me. I am going to bring in Egbo. I feel like both Curtis and Egbo, if we're being completely honest, are not good enough for my title-winning ambitions in the fullback areas. Egbo in blue is the man I'm about to bring on. He is a bit of a downgrade, but I just can't risk going down a man here. Elsewhere in the team, you know what? Big Deli's had a quiet game today. I'm going to bring in Fausto Sanchez, the former Man City man, of course. We picked him up on a free transfer. He's going to be looking to get one over on his former club. Going to play him in the heart of our team, although you know what? He is not a regista, is he? He's a lot more limited in his play. We are going to play him on defensive midfielder, on support, with Holds position on. I will say Man City limited to 1 shot on target so far in this game. From a defensive point of view, it's been an absolute masterclass. Going to hope that we can continue that and maybe just show a little bit more potency going forward. Marco to Hamilton. City looking to press high and maybe force an error. Marco plays it superbly to Egbo. Discuss the fact this guy might be on the chopping block. Puts in a ball of quality. And I don't know how we've not scored there. Genuinely, I'm not sure how that hasn't gone in. It went all the way across the 6-yard box. It arrived at the back post. Their defender, I mean, you know what? Question marks of a back pass. That's all I'm going to say. That might not be it, though, because it's a little give and go. Jun Hwan is in behind. He scores. We need to win this game. We are winning this game. The rare elusive, by the way, satisfying Football Manager 1-2. Look at this. First time by Jun Hwan. 2 touches by Faye. 2 touches by Jun Hwan. And a lovely finish at the the end of it. Just as a reminder, the man who scored that goal has the trait, prefers to pass rather than shoot. I'm glad that he doesn't actually do that. That would be really annoying with all the goals he scores. Anyway, we've got one goal. There is still 23 minutes left here. Faye, you've got one assist. Can you deliver another? This one not cleared away. Faye still looking to keep it alive. Hamilton fizzes it. Ivkovic post. Hughes, goal at his mercy, holds it up. Egbo, players queuing up. Back to Hughes, the centre-back. He shoots. Oh my word, it should have been another. I mean, we are only one goal to the good. When you look at the stats of this game, it's madness that we've not scored more. We have created so much, even more so in this second half. I was a bit worried after, blundering the first half and not scoring, we might live to regret it. We might still live to regret it because the City are on the attack. And Erling Haaland scores. The linesman's not flagging for it. I think City are about to rob us of, well, potentially all 3 points. There is still time to give a response, I suppose. VAR are checking this goal. I know it's going to count. It's Erling Haaland. It's Football Manager. He scores goals. It's what he does. Milenkovic to Ono. Played it inside to Pertrick. And then from here, yeah, Spike Brits needed some help. Right, you know what? Let's make some changes. Soa off. Bringing in Vial. Mentioned his goal scoring before. I'm going to bring Soretti on the wide area as well. And out on the right-hand side, you know what? Diego Tofano, the youngster. Mate, I'm putting some faith in you today. Gonna make personnel change, but no tactical changes. I feel like, to be honest, we've been very, very good in this game. It'd be so harsh to only get a draw here. There's a matter of minutes left. You know what? I need to win. We're going on very attacking. There's not much more I can do in the way of going attacking. Is there to be any late drama? Sadly not. Football Manager sometimes has these games where you wish for the sake of the content something would happen. Nothing happened, and instead we have to share the spoils. Says a lot, really, doesn't it? That their goalkeeper here, Wilfred Munch, who's actually a very good goalie, he got man of the match. Told the players that we did okay. The numbers suggest that we should have won. Numbers don't win your football matches unless they're in the goal-scoring column, and sadly, with that result there, it does allow teams behind us to kind of come into the fray all of a sudden. I discussed this idea of wanting to win the league. We're still 9 points behind Man City. I think here and now, I have to outline my intentions. I need top 5 in Champions League football. Beating Chelsea in this next game coming up is going to be vital towards that. Anyway, it is that annoying time of year in Football Manager where there's like games every other day. I've got Leicester and then I've got, well, Aston Villa to play. Aston Villa currently up in 6th, actually having a very good season right now. That's not a freebie by any means. I think I'm going to fully rotate for Leicester in 18th. Hope we can get the away win. And then if I can rotate things right, hopefully everyone's rested for the Arsenal match. All I'm going to say is, in terms of past meetings with Arsenal in this universe, it's not good. 4 wins in 33. Right, I'll see you tomorrow. This is an awful idea, isn't it? I really hope that Cameron Rasulov never leaves the club. He wants to give me even more transfer budget. Usually you get these meetings, don't you, about the board offering you something, and it's like, yeah, we want to increase the wage budget available for recruitment analysts or just something useless. He wants to give me more money. I think that's a great idea. How much more money are you going to give me? The answer... £30 million. I don't know what we had before, but that sounds good, doesn't it? Now, you will note to the top corner, it's the 1st of January. It means I can start to approach players on freebies, and last year we signed a French player on a freebie. I'm looking at Tressa Balaki here as another addition to the team to play probably on the left-hand side, cutting in on his right foot. He is an elite attacking midfielder, could generate us some extra revenue, super consistent, loves important matches. For a free transfer, he would be massive. We've made an offer. There's some pretty big teams interested, though, so not guaranteed to sign him by any means. Oh, and there's one more player who I'm trying to sign on a free transfer, Carr from Alaroba. Remember Carr, the big bloke? Yeah, I don't have any strikers in my team because I play strikerless. I thought that this guy might just be a really useful plan B striker. If there are games where I actually need an attacker, I can chuck him on with his 19 jumping reach. It's a free transfer. If it happens, great. If not... he's turned me down to go to Burnley, and I'm very offended. Now, of course, we are heading into a game against Arsenal today. There were 2 games played in the league. The first, an impressive win at the King Power. Really, really good result in this one. Balan, an unlikely man of the match with a goal and an assist. You love to see that. Sadly, however, we couldn't make it 2 for 2. We ended up drawing against Aston Villa. Jun Hwan scored in the 4th minute in this game. He'd go off the pitch injured while we were leading, and from there, we didn't score anymore, and they got one back. Yeah, he's out for 12 days to 3 weeks. It does mean that he misses today's game, and, well, through the month of January, where if I just remove all the filters here, you can see there is plenty of football to be played. He is going to be missing a lot of it, including FA Cup and Champions League games against Man City. Does also, of course, mean he's not available for this game against Arsenal, which, having drawn against, well, Villa, I really need a win in this one. A defeat here, we're going to drop down to 5th. Now, looking at the lineup, of course, there is an obvious player to bring in, isn't there, with Jun Hwan out? It is going to be Vial, who plays as the shadow striker for us, a player who's unhappy because I've not been starting him enough. He is going to get a run through this month to show that he is worth playing more. Rest of the team, though, is unchanged. I have rotated the team a little bit methodically. We played a B team in the win against Leicester, against Villa. We played a close to full strength team. And while with those players rested up, they are ready for this one. Okay, we are taking on Zinedine Zidane's men. We are away from home for this one. This is the kind of game where I'd really love an unsexy 1-0 win. I feel like that's my best chance of winning. Looking at their team, they've got Nwaneri up front, who in this universe is great. And for those Football Manager players out there, Andreas Schelder up too. Obviously, he's also quite good in the game. He's out on the left for them. Okay, we'll ask him. Maybe I'll receive. It's 0-0 and nothing's happened, and we're halfway through this first half. Finally, we have some action. It is Arsenal looking to play the ball out from the back. Pablo back to Juninho in goal for them. Brown back to Juninho. They are playing keep away, and it's rather bloody annoying, isn't it? Lopez through the middle is bringing it forward to Hernandez on this near side. Defending needed from our boys here. It's a 2-on-1 in the wide area. Curtis gets the tackle. The ball somehow makes its way to Hughes. I'm not going to question that because now we may have a chance to spring an attack of our own. Hughes at centre-back to Big Deli. He plays it wide. That is a wayward pass. Schelder up inside. Skips past one. Hits the post. Get it away. That will do me. We've not actually... Okay, we have cleared it. I thought their player was going to keep it in there. I mean, honestly, a draw away from home here against Arsenal would be a monumental result if we could get it. Without Jun Hwan, I do worry the goals might dry up. But we're going to not have him for, well, a significant chunk of time, really. It might only be, well, 12 days to 3 weeks. But in the context of the time at which that injury's happened, it couldn't have really happened at a much worse moment for us. So we need players to step up. We need them to be counted. And as I already mentioned, we need to win this game here. Vial, can he step up? He gives it to Soa in behind. He has to hit the target there. He's hit the post. It's bounced out. I mean, we're still trying to keep the attack alive. Semeraro in the wide area. That was such a good chance for Soa. And he just fluffed his lines. Half-time in this game, 0-0. I'm going to get a little shouty. I'm far from pleased. You guys can still improve. I've got faith in you. I mean, looking at things here, Arsenal yet to have a shot on target. Like, we should be happy with what we've done so far, but it just doesn't feel like it's enough. We kept Man City quiet for 80 minutes. Didn't mean that they couldn't score at the death. And well, Arsenal might be looking to score a little sooner than Man City did. Williams is in behind, and Nico Williams scores. There's no flag being raised. VAR's going to check it. I think we're going to go down here. And Nico Williams, who's quite good in Football Manager, has given them the lead. You look at things here and it just looks like we're in control, doesn't it? They've got one player. He runs in behind. Marco is left, well, lost. Someone shout Polo. See if we can find him shouting back. I don't know what to say here. He's just not followed his man. Williams isn't even close to being offside. He looked really pacey, didn't he, with that goal he just scored? He's got 12 acceleration and 12 pace in this universe. He's actually awful. Okay, now I am cross. An hour played here. I need heroes. Ivkovic on Newcombe. Vial apparently isn't having the worst game in the world. I'm going to bring in... I really want to bring in Mark. Is it a terrible idea to bring in Mark? There's something telling me that Mark is the man to bring in here, and I can't tell you what it is. I'm just going to trust my instinct and go with it. It probably makes absolutely no sense, but I've heard the comments that I don't use Mark enough, that I don't respect my son, and I want to show today that I do respect him and I do trust him. He's coming on against the Gunners. We're playing him attacking midfielder. Just as a reminder, this is how good he is. I hope he does well. Okay, for some reason, a highlight's begun and I'm just immediately expecting that he's going to do something here. We'll highlight him, get the name above his face. Can he represent the space name with pride? Martinelli back to Pablo. This is still a one-goal game. We are still looking to win it, contrary to what my decisions tactically might imply. Sanchez gives it to Vial. I am going to keep Sanchez in the team as we have been, just rotating, because I do really rate him at centre defensive mid. Curtis to Hughes. Little isolated, but knocks it around nicely. We've got a queue of players set up. Hamilton looking to bring it wide to Semeraro. Nice build-up play here. Can the right wing-back make something happen? Arias dispossesses him rather confidently. Their left-back's on a booking. You'd like to think that's something that we can maybe target in this game, as a crucial interception is missed by Curtis. Williams is definitely offside that time. He wasn't off for the last one. I don't know why he's celebrating this one. It was a mile off. VAR's going to check it, and I hope VAR's going to say it's disallowed. It is. Okay, everyone remain calm. I mean, we are at a point now where we're chasing this game more. Get the wingers on attack. That's my only real attacking option I feel like I have. Egbo, you know what? Come in for Curtis. In danger of losing his discipline. Not on my watch. I mean, much like the Man City game, this has just been a very even game. I guess you could argue Arsenal, you know, they've taken their one chance that came their way. We're just not creating enough in these games. Obviously, you've got to be defensively flawless if you want to win by scoring only 1 or 2 goals. And we've not been that in this game. And we've not made anything happen. This is where I need Carr, I think. A game like this is where I need a plan B and a striker to bring on. I still maintain when you look at these numbers, we've been pretty bloody unlucky today. That result there does see us drop down to 5th. I'll tell you what, all of a sudden, I really wish we'd beaten Aston Villa in our most recent game. If they win their game in hand, 1 point behind us. I mean, we are now past halfway in the season. I'm trying to find a positive. I've played Arsenal twice now this season. That's the positive I'm going to come up with. This upcoming month of football looks absolutely horrific. I suppose it's a good job in some ways. We have already just about wrapped up the Champions League. The EFL Cup draw hopefully isn't the worst. And of course, to make things better with the new transfer budget and wage budget that we do have to spend, who knows, maybe there'll be some new players by tomorrow's episode. Hope you guys go on to have a lovely rest of your Monday. If you've watched to the end of today's video, you know what I'm going to say. Go down below, show your support on the series. It really does mean a lot, especially at this time of year where Football Manager is slowing down. I think we're all ready for a new one, aren't we? That, however, my friends, is a few months away yet, hopefully. End of October, as usual. Please, Football Manager. We'll leave things there for today. We're back tomorrow, usual time and place, midday, youtube.com/workthespace. I'll see you for the next one. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you in a bit. I'm out.